Hello, and in today's video we're going to be doing a recap on my Rift team that I made a video on about not too long ago. I have done some changes. The team still isn't perfect. The main thing I have noticed with this team, I'm going to be probably jumping around, so I do apologise, but I hope you've watched the first video, and if not, then you might want to watch that. But basically, I've changed some runes around, and my Colleen has now got the penguin skin. I will actually just show it off just in case you want to know which skin I'm actually on about. I've got to find my Colleen, so here is my Colleen, and this is the penguin skin I am referring to. So make sure this is the skin you want, because I was having desync problems. Now, the only way I'm going to have problems with this team now is if Ken doesn't put the brand in and with the Dark Girl doesn't do the branding. That's the only way that I'm going to have trouble. So I'm going to be showing off the runes. I'm going to be explaining the team again if you haven't seen the last video, but like I said, this is part 2. And the runes are different, and also I will be showing non-skilled up versions as well as skilled up versions of this team, just so people can see. And I'm going to be also using a different Ken. He'll have no skill ups, and it'll be the other version of Ken. So, on the team on the left, you got this guy. Now, he is only there to apply his passive on turn 1. And to be honest with you, I need to talk to somebody called Alex. Alex, if you're watching this, please help. Is this guy needing to be on will for his thing to pop? I don't know if it's when the first attack happens, like the other monsters. So if I could get a will set on him, not a will set, I could get a off of a will set. To have him on triple fight, then that would give me maybe the damage I need to be able to use Balaga to nuke the boss. Anyway, this is what I've currently got. So he is on double fight will. He is only there to put his debuff on the boss. Now you got the doggo. The doggo here is going to be there to do a team up. Now his runes are fairly just there. I'm going to try to get another fight set for him. But if you can't, you can't. Now for this girl family, she's literally there just to die as a leader skill. Now you got your Roke. Roke is here to do the first team up on this particular team. Then the blue dog will go after the jump. So this is what he is. He could probably benefit from a bit of accuracy. It could... I think I do need to put some accuracy on him. Or more damage based on co-op would also be very useful. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough, so I do apologise for all the coughing I'm doing. Now, for this particular girl, she is on way too high crit rate. I could get way less crit rate on her, as what I need for crit rate is 76 with Theomar's leader skill. So she's got quite a lot, and her HP is quite low, but she doesn't die. So this is her runes. Her job is to do the branding at the same time your brandy goes. And this girl here, I'm thinking of changing her runes from being a accuracy and a shield set. I want to get her onto a fight set, but I couldn't get the fight sets at the moment, and I still haven't got them. But she does work. Her accuracy, the accuracy cap actually, is apparently 15. So you don't need the accuracy set. So if you have 15 or more, you don't need more than 15, apparently, is what I was told. But these are her runes overall. I will also just recommend they watch the first video, because I did show the artifacts there as well, as I've kind of forgotten. So I'll show the team's artifacts just quickly here. Now for the dog one, you ideally want like co-op damage and, you know, additional damage based on, you know, anything really, just to have it. And he wants damage, team up, and just overall skill 1 damage and stuff like that. For her, you also want team up damage and just overall high, well, just damage in general. So for the team in the middle, this is where there's some changes. On this guy, he was on a double will set, a will and fight set. But you do not need that with him. But I'll say why you would want it in a minute. But currently he is on a triple fight build, because when the boss does its attack, the first hit basically is always guaranteed that their passives will pretty much go off. so you don't really need the wheel set. We'll go. This guy also is a guy who wants to have triple fight, but you could, if you need to, you can. If your Belaga does what mine does, is not one shots the boss, so where your crow has to come in to sweep up. If your crow, for some reason, isn't doing enough damage on the boss, that's when I would recommend these two monsters being on Will. But like I say, I'm not too sure about this guy yet. So I'm going to have Alex, hopefully, like I say, you're watching this and you can actually tell me if I'm an idiot. I'm going to have a thing that Alex from It's Them, who's now in a different guild, I think. But either way, It's Them. He helped a little bit with the team. So I'm going to leave what he said in my previous video in the comments down below, and I'm going to have it as a heart and a pin thing, so that way everyone can see what he said, but it's going to be as if it's from my account. So anyway, now let's get into Ken. Ken has to be really squishy. When I was making mine, because of sometimes not dying, and I didn't notice him not dying in the previous runs, because when I was doing it, I messed up when I was making sure the team was working still. I had Crow there when he wants to be in the back line, so that can cause spread and he doesn't take enough damage. So this guy is there to do the branding. His crit rate is way too high. I know that it's too high, but it's just what I have available to me, so him being on max crit rate, I'm not going to be crying about, but you could get some more damage from here, but I don't need my Ken personally to do more damage, because the first wave, as long as he hits the branding, my Brandier will kill the boss. If there's no branding, this is where my team fails, and Belaga basically takes the turn he's not meant to. But that's, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'll show it. Now you got your Crow. The Crow, he's just there to do a little bit of big boy damage at the end. He will want, well, just a double fight will set. Everything on this team is going to need double fight and will, basically, apart from the damage dealer. So like I say, Crow's just there to go for the last turn, finish it up. Now this girl here, she's there to help with the branding. Her HP is on the lower side, but she doesn't die. So my plan is, I think I could get rid of some crit rate for some more attack or crit damage, but like I say, I just don't have the runes currently to do it. So, but I do recommend having these monsters skilled up, as it just helps with the extra little bit of damage and additional damage, co-op damage, because she doesn't, honestly, I'm not quite sure why I've got her on co-op damage or counter. To be honest with you, that's kind of a really bad build where it doesn't actually do anything, because Crow doesn't team up in this particular team. So, like I say, my artifacts are lacking. So if you wanted to get this team to have a higher chance, do not have her on, like I say, you're going to want like most efficient as you can get. So you don't want any like bad stats. So say on this one, you do not want the counter dash co-op. You want additional damage based on HP, or additional damage on attack, or additional damage proportionate to max HP or less HP or something like that. Anything like that is better than having this co-op damage, because there's no co-op damage ever going to happen on this team, because Crow will always use his skill free. Anyway, we'll go to her. This girl here, she's there to do defense break, and she's really good at it and reliable. She's got way more accuracy than she needs, as the cap is 15. She's also really tanky, so she doesn't need to be that tanky. But because of how the turn order I have her, I don't actually need to mess with her, to be completely honest, because my Brandier most of the time will kill. But I might try and just see if I could change her in the future. So that's that team. I'll also go into the run and explain what order they go in, just so you can see that as well. Now here, the Theomars wants 0 speed, as little speed as possible. He wants double fight will. Now I had actually considered thinking, why don't we just make one of the monsters so squishy where they just barely survive, like her. So if we have her on like just barely able to survive HP, Colleen should always blast with the skill 3. I know Theomars is just guaranteed it when he's got 0 health, but I feel like we probably could get away with another fight set here. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, so Alex, if you are watching this, please let me know what you think, because I see you did have the 21-second variant of the team. So I kind of like to know, just out of curiosity, if it works or not, because I haven't actually tested it. but it'd be kind of cool to know. Anyway, she's just there to look pretty for her passive, so that's all she does. So she doesn't need speed, all she needs to do is be tanky enough to survive. Now this guy, he will need will, because his passive is based after death. And if you get the Oblivion before he dies, then you've got a problem. But there's another thing that I need Alex help. This is just ask Alex basically. If you are watching this, I hope you are. Could you let me know if when he dies, if he's got lower HP, he should pop his thing guaranteed, right? Or is he needing it because you could get the Oblivion in the first hit? That's how my thinking. Only because if he gets it put on him before he dies, even with really like one tap, look at him funny and he'll die, then I'm thinking his passive won't activate, is my thinking. So I could be wrong on that. So he may be somebody that could get off of the double will as well. So I'd say this is just a little update on what I've done so far, so we can kind of like progress the series as well, everyone can, as everyone can help each other, because I do think this team is worth making, even though it's not always going to be 22-23 seconds for me. Sometimes I've seen it go up to like 40. I have seen that where it failed, but that was only because the Brandy didn't go and the Bailigurv did his nuke, so that can be a fail. Anyway, my Brandy is still on the same stuff, where she is on a double fight will. Now, I've got her on double fight will only because my Bailigurv still doesn't do enough damage, so for some people you might want to have your Brandy on a damage build if you need to, but I personally don't think she benefits from a damage build. If you can get her to one shot with the 9 out of 10 times, if she can one shot the boss, I think anyone will be happy with the average of the time. So for me, I have her on a double fight will set, as she does do enough damage. Right, now we got your Colleen. Now for the Colleen, she's only there to do this skill here. Now, another thing you could do is, if you wanted someone to be really low HP per se, you don't skill her up, but I personally would skill her up just in case of AI mess ups, and things can still go wrong, as this is a replacement team for the DEBPRAH. But I'm trying to make it without DEBPRAH and with mediocre runes, without taking off runes from other monsters, so I've got to kind of like farm these up and stuff. So I've been maybe farming on and off for about a month, give or take. I'm not 100% accurate with the timing of it, but it's about a month, give or take. So if I can get this kind of team done in a month, then I think some other people could as well. But you kind of have, I've already got some runes previously that I wasn't using, so please also bear that in mind. Now my Bailigurv, I did change this rune here, only because I could get rid of the crit rate and do a bit more of a nuke. So he needs to be on Rage Will. So yeah, that's the team. Let's go into showing it, because I've been talking long enough. So I'll explain what happens with the middle team. He does his thing. As you can see, there's 4 debuffs. And then that Prillia goes, then Ken goes. Then what will happen is the Nine-Tailed Fox will go after the jump, as I'll show you in a second, once they've done their animations. As you can see, Ken died, and animation of the Prillia goes, then Crow goes and finishes up. So, as you can see in that particular run, Oblivion did not get put on either of the 2 monsters in the middle. Now, I'm going to wait till, you know, so you can get an idea, so you can just make sure that the team's doing what it's meant to do. So you could look at the left team and the right team just to make sure if you want now, but now here's going to be the Oblivion. As you can see, Oblivion got put on them, but everything got put on. So as you can see, still nuke it and kill it. So this is the idea of this particular team. So now we've got, the only downside is that there's going to be no thing on the boss. So as you can see, there was no debuff. So I'm really thinking that the guy on the left might be able, not the guy on the left, yeah, is it the guy on the left? I don't know, I think he's on, I can't remember. Maybe, anyway, you can see it's at 25 seconds, so the run wasn't completely perfect. I was about to just check. I was like, I'm sure he's, hang on, we can actually check it here. We can just check here, I forgot. What team is it? It is this team. Yeah, so I'm really thinking that maybe we could just get away with him being on a triple fight. Down to the fact that he's, at the match, as the match starts, he goes into Oblivion, I think. his stone statue form. So, but as you can see, the team is still in work in progress anyway. So, like I say, I'm willing to have some people give me some suggestions and stuff like that. But honestly, the team is working. I'm happy with 23 seconds. Like, it took a while to get it, but I'm really happy with it. So let's just look at the team in the middle again for a couple more runs, just so people can get an idea of what happens. As you can see, we didn't land the heal block. So, as you can see, still did enough damage. So, as long as the branding does get on, I do enough damage personally. But, you know, it's based on that type of stuff. Now, as you can see, the boss now did have debuffs because the Bolivian didn't get landed by the boss. So, if your crow is having trouble, you will want to have Will on the living armor and the fire lizard in the middle team. But I feel like you probably wouldn't need it, because the whole idea of this team is the crow is only there just in case. But I'm having to personally rely on crow to do the job to finish, because my Belaga just doesn't do enough damage. As you can see, again, the team hasn't failed yet. But like I say, I do believe that the animation problem has been fixed by having the Colleen in that thing. And as you can see, Boom Crow does enough damage, but he's just slightly didn't do enough. So that's why I've also got a Fear Mars on a crit rate build, just so when he does take a turn, because he's going to take the turn regardless when Crow goes, so it just makes things a little bit more speeded up. I'm hoping I haven't missed any points in this video either, because I'm not reading off a script, I never do, and I'm just getting the idea of it. So let's go to the team on the left. As you can see, I really think he could get away with not being on Will. I'm not quite sure exactly how his passive thing works, but I think he could come off Will. Anyway, I didn't explain what was happening there, so my bad. Hopefully you saw. I'll explain again what happens in a second so it doesn't confuse. Yeah, and also that turn she gets there to heal herself is also a little bit annoying. But, you know, like I say, this is a work in progress team still. And to be honest with you, being 23 seconds, I'm really happy with that. So, personally, I know it's not the 21 seconds that I know this team can get, but I'm happy with it. So, as you can see, the first thing that happens on this team is the Gargoyle goes into thingy mode, the Roke teams up with monsters, and Purlia goes. So, what you can kind of get the idea of is, since Roke only teams up with 2, you can have a little bit of problems sometimes, but I don't think it's really a problem. So as you see now, after the jump, you think the doggo goes and teams up with all of them. I'm pretty sure he teamed up with them all, because if he didn't team up with them all, my defense is lacking, and I'm pretty sure his defense was fine. So I have to check that out again. See, this is live troubleshooting. Well, not live, but video live testing. So as you can see, Gargoyle form, he attacks. Now Roke should go. Yep. And then Purlia goes, yep. And now nothing, because normally when I had trouble there, my doggo would sometimes go and then it will cause desyncs. But I do think that that skin has solved the problem. So now, did everything go? Yeah, okay, so everything still goes. So it's perfectly fine. I just didn't see Roke go though, is all. So I could be wrong. But I have actually seen this time get nearly my 22 seconds. So I have seen that. So like I said, this team can still have potential trouble, but it does seem to be working most of the time. But this team is with skill ups, and I've personally been running non-skill ups only because I still use the monsters that I'm currently using in certain areas of the game. So I'm thinking of making these monsters skilled up, or just swapping their runes completely, which is why I'm also trying it without skill ups and just to test it. So as you can see, just barely didn't do enough damage. Crow will come in on the right and kill it. So let's go show the team on the right up. Yeah, let's show the team. How much? Okay, I've got way more than enough. Okay. So what I'm also going to do is, once I'm done talking, I'm going to put music and just, you know, or I could cut to the end, I guess. I'll just show the runs because someone might be interested. But as you can see on the team on the right, Fear Mars gets this thing. That thing dies. Colleen boosts. And Brandier does the first skill. Because her AI is perfect, she'll never not use her skill free. And I don't know how much you need to do for the Brandier to kill the first stage of the boss, but if you can hit what I can hit, then you'll be alright. Then obviously the Belaga goes after that. Now I have had a little bit of problem sometimes with the Colleen surviving, and I don't know if that can cause a little bit of time delay or not, because I did lower her HP, and sometimes she dies, sometimes she doesn't. So To be honest, I think if your team's failing a lot, it's good to have Colleen stay, just to give a little bit of extra turns and stuff like that. So I would assume that that would be probably the best idea. And as you can see, I did under 300,000. So the fact that you can do under 300,000 and still be okay. But obviously the other monsters are doing a big chunk of damage to help her. But as you can see, still didn't kill it, but you know, Crow comes in and cleans up. That's why my team isn't the perfect 21 seconds. But so far, I think I haven't made a video on this for a little while because I've been kind of like trying to get the team a bit better. But I think this is a big improvement enough to where I think I can make a video on it and show part 2, because there's no point in just doing one change, one artifact change, and just doing a bit of testing. So it's more like, you know, we can test together. I'll test it offhand, then test it and show you, and then we can think of ideas in the comments, or someone in the Summoners Hall chat or whatever. Oh, wait, hang on, wait, how fast is this? Because Baylor got actually killed. Yo, I actually got a new best time! Oh my god! I can't believe I got a new best time! Oh my! I know it, what was that, 22? That was 22, wasn't it? Well, that was definitely 22. It's still not as fast as 21, but what? How come that happened? See, I don't even know what happened. What? I don't know. Something extra quick. Like I don't know. I honestly don't have words for that. I have to watch it back and hope. But I got a new best time. Wow! I can't believe it. But I'm happy. Yeah, it was 22. Just slightly, just one light. Oh, I'm happy with that though. I can honestly not believe I got that. But this is obviously with skilled up monsters. I heard some people saying about putting a shield set on the Belaga team, but I personally didn't see the point, because the team, I don't see needing that personally. I think the extra fight and damage would be way more beneficial. But I also think my Belaga has way too much HP. So I think I'm going to try and maybe lower his HP by a little bit as well. Once I get to... Oh god! Another 22! Wow! I can't believe it. It goes to show that the team can hit the 22s. But averages of 23. That is insane. I'm well happy with that. But yeah, I honestly cannot believe that the team's hit that. Anyway, Brandier just there did over 33k. So I would love to know why sometimes I do more damage, sometimes I do less. Because I'm assuming this was a run where I did a lot more damage. So as you can see right there, almost did it. So sometimes there's a big chunk, sometimes there's a little chunk. And I would assume that's based on my critting. But as far as I'm aware, all my monsters hit the criteria of minimum and slightly over of the crit rate with Theomar's lead. So as far as I'm aware, there should be no problems. So I'm going to show the middle team. Oh, I dropped something. I'm not quite sure what that was. Not well. But as you can see, the team's working absolutely fine for me. I know it's not the 21 seconds, and some people might be a bit disappointed with that, but I feel with this team, I think it's going to be the new want to farm with team. So I don't think... Some people might build my old previous teams of like Liam or the I'm going to say Light Chun-Li, but it's not Light Chun-Li. Oh, another 22. I'm well happy with that. It's a, oh, what's her name? There was the light one that was a Hall of Hero, and she was RNG, and she was pretty popular in Siege. I can't remember what her name is. There's videos on it, but I feel like this team being mostly free to play is going to be the team to try to make. And eventually there might be some more monsters. I think Comtois should give us a Nat 4 or a Nat 5 that's very similar to Brandier. Maybe she does a little bit less damage, but still, if you give her better runes, she could still one-shot the boss, I think. Or, you know, maybe you have to have the debuffs there so she does something. Or just something so that way we can make this team more free-to-play friendly. Because it's already annoying for a lot of players. So we can't sadly say it's free-to-play. However, you could argue the fact that we have had events where you could choose a Nat 5. So you could kind of say any Nat 5 in the game is free-to-play with that logic. But I would say considering this team is like 99% free to play, I would say that's pretty good. It's just that you need a Brandier. Unless you wanted to run this team with a teammate, like a guildie or a friend. So what you could do is have two people run either the team in the middle and the left, or have someone do the team on the right. And then like I say, you could even run it with 3 people. So you could put even better runes on here, because you could definitely do this team with random people. Well, not random people, but it'd be kind of nice if, you know, someone had the team that you didn't have, but you could make one of them or 2 of them, because the middle team isn't too hard and the team on the left isn't too hard. So I kind of would like to see this team being the new BJ, maybe, where, you know, you make one of the team. Like, you'd have to pre-set up, I think, but it's like, you know, you can try to make all the variations of the team. But I think the hardest team is going to be the team on the right, where you do enough damage. But I really do think that this team could potentially be the BJ of the thing. So maybe BJ might come out of date, maybe. Because I don't see why someone hasn't tried, or one of the bigger YouTubers haven't said, oh yeah, you can do it solo, or you could actually do it with people. Because I think you could do this team with actual other people to make the rune requirement a little bit lower. So instead of like you have to spread your runes all over on 3 teams, yes, the whole point is to do this really fast in solo R5. However, why can't we make this team into a raid party team? I know BJ is easier to rune and stuff like that, so we should keep that. However, for those who want to do a proper speed team of this, I think maybe we should make a dedicated chat to it or something like that. I say maybe I'm just talking out my ass, but I would honestly love to see that like idea become known, because I haven't seen anybody make a video saying you should try this with a teammate, you know. Like, until more people make it, I think it's going to be hard, because a lot of people will just make BJ because they're happy with the time, but I think there's going to be some competitive people that can't do it solo but could do it with other people. So, because some people won't have the Brandier, so I really would like to see that. Anyway, on a different topic of this, let's just look over to the right quickly, because we've been looking in the middle for a while, and then I'll put it to the left and probably forget in a minute. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it'd be great to see if people in the comments of this video, or even like say Sean B's video, or Shay Shizo, or whatever, whoever does this content in like French or German, or whoever does it in these languages, do it and have a certain chat. Because obviously you got 65 where the old raid was, but I think this should be like, you know, a new team, like, I don't know, maybe based on the leader skills, like, you know, or, you know, like, I don't know, like Doggo, Ken, and Brandier, yeah, you could still do BB for, no, hang on, Belaga. Yeah, Belaga Brandier. So you could do that, and you could say, oh, I've got the BB team, you know, or whatever, or the dog team, or, you know, the Ken team, you know. I think that'd be kind of cool. So, you know, maybe this could become a reality, maybe, I don't know. It would be kind of really cool, so. I mean, I might make this into a little shorts maybe and just say this is what we should do, and this is what the Summoners War community might like as an idea. Because believe it or not, back in the day when I first started playing the game, I had thought of some ideas that ComTOS have actually brought into the game. It wasn't thanks to me, but I had actually thought about some of these ideas, or a version of the ideas, which would have been TOA hell. Because I was thinking, oh, what about 100 stages of doing nothing but boss fights, or something like that. And that type of idea. And we even thought about all sorts of other things, like certain monsters, like even when BJR5 was still relatively new, I tried with Odin. I personally couldn't pull it off, but I was thinking to myself, I know someone can do this. And then what happens? Bagel made a video on it saying that you can just do, you know, 2-man it, but to be honest, you can pretty much just 1-man it as long as you've got a decent enough second team. So 2 people need BJ, and you'll be fine. Or 2 people with good runes can do BJ while carrying one other person. As long as they have a core team that can help the BJ team, you'll be alright. But like I said, I would love to see somebody big point this out because I've not seen anybody do it. Like I say, the people doing the energy trick, you know, that was an old trick before Shay Shizo pointed it out by someone in the chat, and he's like, wow, that's 5 head, you know. But no, it's not even 5 head, that's like 20 head, because it's such a waste to go for the runes and stuff like that, when, you know, you can get more mana, you can farm, or but not more mana, more energy to farm what you actually want. Pray that you get, whoa, what happened there? The team just didn't, I guess, I don't know, something went wrong, but I think it's about 25-second team time. 24. So it's still in a really, really, really acceptable state, at least I personally think so. So for me, I would say that the team is doing very well. But I know some people would like slightly faster time. But if you want a faster time, I would probably say it's a really good idea to try and make this team, or one of the teams, with a team of 3. So I really would recommend that. And I'm not a professional at this game. I'm not probably the best person to watch on a tutorial on how to make this team. But I'm just going to say, you know, I'm going to just show the team, talk a bit, and just be like a general player, not like, say, someone who's going to edit it like crazy. And, you know, I'm probably going to mess up some points and stuff, but, you know, that's the whole point. So it's like me talking to you, and hopefully it's like a one-on-one experience type thing. And, you know, it feels a bit more connect than, say, like if you're talking, or, you know, me doing a Jew bagel, basically. Except, worse. So, that's basically what I'm doing. But, so I've got some of these points and all this, so, honestly, I'm kind of wondering, Alex, maybe would you like to, try in private, just to see if we were to do this team? Because I know you can do the 21 seconds. So I could do the 2 teams, the team on the left and the team on the right if you wanted to, or I could just bring in 1, and you could bring in your damage team, because I think your damage team would, you must be able to do the team. And I would kind of, maybe I could, once I tested it a couple of times, maybe we could do a video on it, if that would be okay, as long as you understood that I'm talking a lot of bollocks, and I probably would need a re-invite to the room for taking too long and explaining how this is doable, and saying, you know, can you well, obviously you can, but it's like, is it worth making the fastest team like this, but with other people? And I'm going to say, ooh, nearly a new best, that's insane. But yeah, is it worth making the team for other people? Which I honestly would say yes. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to make this team, I'm sure. So I think if this, as Summons War community could make this team, I think maybe people should be making 1 or 2 of the teams, depending on if you've got the Brandier, which obviously is going to be the hardest part, but I feel like a lot of people will have her, and a lot of people will want people to do the 21-second teams. So honestly, I would love to see the community try to make this team the new BJ. I mean, obviously I'm not the creator of it, but, you know, that's pretty awesome. So, like I say, this would be really nice if we could make this team. Anyway, I'm going to do a jump cut here, because I'm going to reload all my runes and put the non-skilled up monsters, just so you can see how the team behaves. So we shall be back in a second. Okay, and we are back. Just so you can see that I have changed the monsters, I'm going to show them all, just so people can see if they're skilled up or not. And as you can see, a lot of them aren't. I forgot to show her, but I'm just going to show her anyway, just because, you know, just so no one can say, oh, you didn't show this monster, they're clearly not the same. So I'm just going to make sure that people can see that they're the exact same. I just swapped the runes back. So I also noticed the team on this, I've actually had Crow in, my Roke in the back, but I had him left in the front, and to be honest with you, the team seems to be working fine. So him being in the front is probably okay, and him being in the back is probably also okay. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we could definitely maybe have a lot more room for improvements. So, okay, let's just do this. Oh, hang on, let's just show the team first, just so people can see that it actually also works with this version. And as you can see, even without skill ups, I'm always able to kill the first bit as long as that branding goes. So Ken is beneficial to this, or Shadowclaw, whatever. Now, as you can see, that's the amount of chunk of health that is left. So, it is quite a big amount. So, let's just... It is these, right? Yeah. Okay, just so we can get back into the runs. So, as you can see in the team in the middle again. I'll show all the teams again just so people can see. Wait. I just realised. Did I not put the right crow? Crow doesn't have... Wait, did I mess up? I know I messed up because Crow didn't have the thing. What the did I forget to... I think I put the wrong crow. I think I put the wrong crow. I must not have paid attention. I must have put my rage crow. I'm guessing. My violent crow. Oh, hang on. Let's get back here. Open this so the chat goes. Yep, I put the wrong crow in. Okay, see, mistakes happen. I didn't even realise. Where is the correct crow? Oh, crow, hang on. Crow is out, actually. Yeah, this is the correct crow. My bad, everybody. This is the crow you want. But even with that mess up, the team still did it. So that's kind of impressive, really. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just redo that. Okay. As you can see, everything's working as it should this time. And even without the extra fight runes, I still did enough damage. So, like I say, as long as you can get the Brandier to one-shot, I think it's kind of easy personally to do that. So now as you can see, the runes are correct. And boom. So, the fact of the matter is, you know, if you want to get the 21 second and just put a shit ton of fight on things, I reckon you could if you could get lucky. But as you can see, 23 seconds with or without skill ups. I think it's going to be on the 23-24 seconds average though. And without the skill ups, I do think you're going to have a little bit of problems sometimes on not being able to do enough damage. But this is honestly the team that I would be running when it's free raid. Even though I have all the other monsters skilled up, I could. But I'm only doing this as a placeholder for monsters at the moment. So I'm probably going to at some point just skill them up. But as you can see, with this out the skill ups, there is a bit of difference in the damage. Not crazy amount where my crow can't finish it off anyway, but 23 seconds I think is going to be probably the average for this. And I do apologise for those who wanted an in-depth guide, because I'm just waffling on a bit and, you know, all this rubbish. But we'll show the team on the right, just to show that it still works, even without a skilled up Belaga. And obviously, I didn't do a jump cut there, which I could have done, but I wanted to keep it authentic and honest, just so you can see. I changed it over, I made a mistake, and, you know, things happen. And boom. See, just that little bit of HP that's left. So, yeah, hopefully, Alex, if you want, let me know. Yeah, I'll just do one more run. Hopefully, Alex, you can let me know what you think, because you have got the time and you were a big help with some of the ideas. So, you know, if you could help maybe a little bit more, if you've got any other ideas, and if you would like to try it and, you know, maybe share it around to try and make people make this team more as a mid-game to end-game account, I think. Like, I'd say you'd probably want to be mid or mid-end game account. Like, I reckon you'd probably want to be hitting at least C2 in RTA before trying to make the team. See, there was a derp there, so I think there wasn't enough damage. Something went wrong. I didn't see what it was, but even with something going wrong, the team's still pretty good. But it didn't fail when they had the skill up, so I'd like to point out like this. So 31 seconds, still good, but I feel like without the skill ups, it's not as good. But it'll do. But yeah, Alex, big help. So thank you, sir. And if you want to help again, please do. Yeah. And if anyone else has any ideas as well, also feel free to do it. But I would love to see more people making these teams in a public raid. Because obviously you got BJ, but I would love it to be, you know, something else. This team, like the 20 something second team. I would love it to be more accessible for people, and a lot of people do have Brandier. Or there could maybe be a variation of this team where you don't need Brandier, because not everyone's going to have Brandier. So maybe someone could run a crow instead of where Brandy is. So, you know, you've got the team, so you've got double crow attack, so maybe double crows could work. Or maybe triple crow could work, so that way they can do the nuke, all team up together and do the nuke, because then, you know, just like mess around with things, because like I say, the core team's there, but I think some monsters could be changed for others, especially when you've got the access to have multiple accounts with multiple strong runes. You know, you don't have to just put one good set on each monster. You know, you haven't got like so many to think of, you've only got one set to think of. But yeah, anyway, we'll let this last run fade out. And yeah, everyone, thank you for watching. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to try and get the team a bit better and just see what happens from there. So yeah, I hope that I haven't messed up anything. I am thinking of who to take certain runes off and stuff like that, so I might give a bit of testing if you know, I get the time and if I get something that's replaceable. As for me personally, the team is working good enough. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Right now there is a load of codes in Summoners War, so please go to the website down in the description if I can, or the pinned comments or somewhere, and I'll have it as the like code link, and that's perfectly safe and you can use it. So that's where I get all my codes from for Summoners War. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.